Can you see me okay? Californian lilac tree, a concha. Got lovely blue flowers in spring. And so there we have it, the concha tree. I think you'd agree it's pretty green leaves. I'm hoping it will prosper there. That is a down payment on my Japanese garden. But some of you will remember that I have been planting tobacco. I made these steps, by the way, with my helpmeet. Oh. Excuse the mess. I'm going to take you to the workshop. You remember I was dealing with some tobacco. Well, I thought you could just throw it out there and it would just prosper on its own. Stick it in a greenhouse and away you go. But no, they're a nightmare to germinate. And so I have now got this situation going. Look and behold. No, I'm not growing cannabis. What you're looking at is a heat mat, an artificial sort of sunlight, really. I've got two of these, and both came today. I've planted out what I hope is the tobacco. Not easy to do it retrospectively. So yes, hard to recover, because all the soil gets mixed up with the seeds, and they need to be sitting on the surface. And they're so small I couldn't quite see whether they were sitting on the surface or not. But I'm hoping the seeds will... Some of them might be on the surface. If not, I'll have to buy some more. It's not the end of the world. I'm not sure what those are. They're either lettuce or they could be tobacco. I'm going to have to let them grow a bit more in order to find out. Anyway, I thought you'd be interested in that little setup. Got two of them. Another one over there. But there's no point in planting everything out just yet. We'll see how these get on. Now, I'm going to go to the Land Rover now and I will speak to you in just a moment. And as promised, here's my writing arrangement. I've been inspired by those people who write handwritten letters. And so I've set up a desk at the back of my Land Rover. And there's my Mont Blanc. Very good pen. I'm going to have a drink in a moment and a smoke. And that's the Land Rover chair I was telling you about. Rare as hen's teeth. Great things to own if you can get hold of one. So, with much ado about nothing, I'm going to set my tripod up, sit down, and get myself sorted out. Well, hello again. Hope you enjoyed looking at my incubator. It looks like I've got some sort of nefarious practice going on. Well, here I am now, sat at my Land Rover chair. This is the tailgate down. And, well, I think it's that time of the day when I ought to have a smoke and a drink. It's been a very full day. Yesterday was not a full day. Yesterday it was raining. It was dreary. I felt dreary. I had no energy. I had a siesta and I felt like death warmed up when I did the video last night. I'm just grateful that it was received rather well, despite how I was feeling. So today's been an odd day. It's been a very full day. It started off with me wanting to go and buy a Japanese meditation stool. That's how it started. I saw one for sale on Marketplace, and don't rain, please don't rain. Hope you're listening, Lord. Anyway, so I messaged her, but she didn't get back to me because I'm one of those sort of people that I like to. It was in Ludlow, so a bit of a trip out to get there, and I like making a day of it. So I left it till noon, still no messaging, whatever, so I just, forget it. You ain't going to get your Japanese meditation stool. And the reason why I wanted one was because I normally sit in the sort of lotus, half lotus position, sometimes the Burmese, but I did my knee in. about a month ago, and it's a bit painful now sitting like that. So I wanted to sit in what they call the Setsa position, which is sort of a kneeling position, and your circulation is aided by those meditation stools. I've been able to get away with it by just shoving some cushions underneath me or in between my legs. So I did Setsa this morning for my meditation. But that would make it. I was excited about that, but you know, as they say, if it's for you, it's for you. I mean, she may get back to me tonight. She may be a busy person. It may have sold. Who cares? So I scrapped that idea. And so what I thought I would do is to go on my maiden voyage in the Land Rover. And look at her. She's gorgeous, isn't she? But what an experience. The gearbox is something to behold. I don't think they have synchromesh. It wafts about, you know, there's so much free play on it. Reverse is easy. Finding first is an absolute nightmare. I think I might have to learn the dark art of double declutching. Maybe those of you who know about Land Rovers might be able to fill me in the comments. I might have to double declutch. Second wasn't much better. Third and fourth, brilliant. Fourth was fantastic. It's just boom, boom, slotted in beautifully. So I took it on its maiden voyage, and it was uneventful, really. I had to, close various gates behind me, which meant I had to leave it on a handbrake. I'm not sure how strong that handbrake is, and getting out of here, it's like 30-40 degrees angle, and I was doing U-turns on hills. Well, they're supposed to be 3-point turns, aren't they? I think this is slightly more in this thing. No power steering, of course. But it was a great bimble out for the maiden voyage. Great fun, and enjoyed it immensely. But there was a story attached to it. Apart from the fact it was successful, I was able to turn it around in this little car parking area I've got here, and get it up the hill and get it onto the track and get away up the mountain, and come back safely without causing too much bother, and negotiating the gears. I think it will come to me in time. Any new car's a bit odd, isn't it, when you first drive it, don't you think? Even a modern car. And but she performed. And what was remarkable, given that it's what they call a raghead, it's got a canvas top, it was actually, I thought, unless I'm absolutely going mad, I thought it was a lot quieter than my 300 TDI. I thought it was a quieter engine. I thought the ride was quieter, apart from this Land Rover chair rattling around in the background. Yeah, not a bad drive, really. And of course there was that wheel noise you get with agricultural tyres, but I'm kind of used to that. I had agricultural tyres on my last, not my last, the one before that, the one I had in the Dales. That was 2.5 naturally aspirated thing, quite thirsty. Anyway, that had agricultural tyres, and that had a certain noise as you bomb along. And I remember that noise from my army days, when you used to go in a Land Rover in convoy on what we call metalled roads, and you'd hear that unmistakable sound. So I'm used to it, and I quite like it, so I ain't going to complain. But yeah, double declutching, if anybody knows anything about those things, do say something in the comments. I'm no expert. I think I know how to double declutch, but I may have got it wrong. And but even so, I mean, to drive a historic 60-year-old vehicle around the lanes of Great Britain, marvellous thing, wonderful. And I'm sure when people see you, it brings a smile to their face. I know I absolutely appreciate it when I look at old cars on the road. It's interesting, I've had classics all my life in some respects. I had lots of sports cars, and I had the usual run of MGs, you know. I had an MG Midget, I think that was my first car. Then I had an MGB Coupe Roadster. That was lovely, had nice, but that had a beautiful engine note, I seem to remember. But in those days, I remember when I used to go out, I had all sorts. I had VW Beetles, I had the Carman Beetle, you know, with the convertible version. And I used to go to rallies in it. And in those days, it was not unusual to see a Beetle on the road. But we're not going back that far, or maybe we are.
Do you remember those days? You know, you could go out on any day of the week and you'd see a VW Beetle. It wasn't like, oh wow, look at that classic car. When was the last time you saw a VW Beetle on the road? Unbelievable. And in those days you would see MGB Roadsters, you'd see all sorts of classic cars just on your normal daily commute. I mean, they were just a feature of... You didn't see them every other car, but, I mean, they were out there, and you noticed them when you went out and about. You never see them now, ever. You very rarely even see the Sunday drivers who take them out on a Sunday. Anyway, a miracle happened today on my bimble out. You remember from last night's video, I was saying that the perfection was missing. And I couldn't be bothered to go and retrieve it. And I said, oh, it'll be on my wine table, which is the front bumper of this vehicle. Well, I was so sort of senile today that I just sort of took off in the Land Rover. And I now believe in miracles. Because I went up and down Dale, and there were potholes, as I say, 3-point turns on hills. It's about a 40 degrees gradient getting up this track. And so I was bouncing along, as one does in an old Land Rover, rattling away, quite merrily. And then I thought, oh, I'll come in for a smoke. So I got back, made a coffee, and I thought, oh, I'll have some of that perfection. And then suddenly it all came back to me from last night. I thought, oh no, I thought the perfection was on the Land Rover bumper. Oh, it'll be in the car park somewhere. I looked around, no. I said, oh, well, I wonder where it could be. And you're not going to believe this. It was on the bumper still. After today's trip, my maiden voyage, I went round to the front of the vehicle, and that thing was sat on the bumper, on top of the... well, who knows? It was there, and thank goodness, because tobacco's not cheap. So let me get this thing fired up. I've got perfection in now. So I'm looking forward to it. Did you like looking at my beautiful hand? Do you know my beautiful hand? And my notebook. That's where I usually... It's a journal. I write notes in it and what have you. I've just stoked up this zipper with fuel. Well, that'll do for an Ashburn for now. And as I say, so it's been a full day. I thought it was going to go in one direction and go and get a Japanese meditation stool, but it went entirely in another direction. I thought, well, yeah, and I managed, I think, yes, I don't even remember when I got the car now. Was it, I don't know, was it 2 days ago, 1 day ago? Was it yesterday? Well, anyway, last night I insured it. And it was very reasonable, actually, for an old vehicle. And as I said yesterday, no road tax, no MOTs required. So all I had to do was insure it, and that was cheap, fully comprehensive. Job's a good one. Couldn't get it started at first. I thought maybe it needs a bit of choke. And I didn't know where the bloody choke was. So I go back to the caravan, open the laptop. Where is the choke on a Series 2A or a 3? I put both because this has had so many changes to it. And I said, oh, it's underneath the steering column or something. Went back, nothing underneath the steering column whatsoever. I thought, oh well. Then I found a button. Now, I'm not going to tell you where it is. I found another button. There's a concealed button to start it, and there's a concealed button to choke it. I think it's supposed to be anti-theft. Anyway, I found the bloody thing. Started straight away then. Marvellous. Lovely engine note. Sounds great. Only thing that concerned me slightly when I got out to close the gates, farm gates, was it was a bit smoky. I don't know, it wasn't particularly deep sort of blue smoke, but I mean it was smoky. I don't know if that's normal either. Can't remember. I'm going to have to look it up. You Landy chaps, tell me what it means when you've got a 2.5 naturally aspirated diesel and it's a bit smoky out of the exhaust. Could be normal. I mean, it wasn't, you know, plumes of blue smoke, but it was smoke. And I know that's not supposed to be a good thing. Or maybe it is, but I don't think it is. So that needs to be sorted out. And there's always stuff to sort out. Somebody's won that blessed Terry's hedgehog, Reamer. Can't remember his name now. Well, I can remember his real name, but I'm not sure he'd appreciate that being blasted out over the internet. But I can't remember his handle, as they say. I'll mention it on the next video. So that's gone. Entries are closed. My rusty old Reamer is off to Oxfordshire, I believe. I might have a few more of these little giveaways. They're fun, actually. I don't like having two of anything. Pointless. So what else happened today? Well, there was something else, but I won't go into that. An irate farmer came round at one point. Because I left a gate open somewhere. And I said, well, I've left it open because I want to drive through it. Well, he went ape. Well, that's him. Everybody knows him round here. He's the original Mr. Angry. Everybody knows him. And he falls out with everybody. It's just unfortunate he's got a bit of land around here. So occasionally I have to deal with him. So that was an unexpected guest this morning. Charging up to my caravan. Effing and blinding. So, I had wished I had, in a sense, worn my collar from the other day, but it wouldn't have made any difference to him. He's sworn in front of Lisa before now and told her to F off. He's totally manless. But there we go. You know, all sorts of people. He's obviously been very damaged in childhood or something. You have to accept people as they are, and you have to assume there is a reason they are the way they are. I mean, I'm not sure he exited his mother's womb effing and blinding. But knowing him, he might have done. I just feel sorry for his wife. Anyway, so we pray for him, viewers. And it was like water off a duck's arse to me. I treat people with total equanimity. And I've got sufficient martial arts skills if he tried it on either, you know. I was ready. You see these? They're weapons. I wish. I'm so old now. But anyway, so that was my day. I've decided to have me smoke. I've got me perfection. I'm using me Dunhill now. I've got me beer on the go. You've seen me Californian lilac. I'm looking forward to that. I hope it blooms this year, this spring. Might do. I've got it in the ground now. I've given it a bit of water. Got me seeds in that incubator. That was a palaver because you've got to put the soil in and you've got to make sure it's all wet through. And then I had to tease out. And they're microscopic tobacco seeds. So, you know, when you sort of shovel it, you've got to sort of scoop them onto the top, sort of pack it down a bit. Worst case scenario, I'll buy more. But I'm hoping I might have salvaged, you know, even if you salvage one, it's something, isn't it? Because once they've germinated, apparently, they're not a problem. They're easy to grow. It's supposed to be they're like weeds. But germinating them in this climate, you've got to have the right humidity, the right heat, the right light. And I didn't know all of that. I just thought, throw them in a greenhouse, you know, a bit of soil, off they go. Not the case. So if I'm successful in this, I will be chuffed. Well, I will keep you briefed, of course. And that's about my day. I thought I'd just share it with you. I'm pleased with this. This Land Rover chair is just the right height for my tailgate here. So I can sit out here and write in the glorious South Shropshire countryside. It's magnificent, isn't it? And I'll be using my Meisterstruck 149. Nice pen, writes beautifully. I should write my novel really in longhand, shouldn't I? I don't know if anybody can read it. Sometimes I struggle to read my own hand. Do I have any spiritual lessons today? I know you like a spiritual lesson. Even you pipe smokers. Even you pipe smokers who don't go to church. Couldn't care less. I think the only lesson I've learnt today is just take each day as it comes. I woke up thinking it was going to go in one direction. The whole of the day went in another direction. And now I sit here at the end of what I would consider a good day. Yesterday was a washout. I felt like I didn't really achieve anything apart from do that video. And I know we all have days like that, don't we, where you just feel you're not achieving anything. But today has been a good day, as they say. It's lovely actually sitting here. I very rarely sit in this location, but it's absolutely glorious just looking at the cottage from here. Just buried in the side of the hill. Be lovely when it's finished, won't it? You might have to wait a bit for that. I've got to prep all the ground around it first, but we'll get there. So every day unfurls, unravels, the way it should do. I try to treat everything with what I call equanimity. Treat everything, even difficult people like the individual that turned up today, and the nice people like you people watching. Treat everybody with equanimity. Treat everything that happens to you that day with equanimity. Good things and bad things. Because they will come, good things and bad things. And try not to be ruffled. These too shall pass. All is well, all is well. And what is it? And all manner of things shall be well. Julian of Norwich. And I'm going to leave it there, I think. I think you've heard enough for one day. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the little bits and bobs and bats. Have a good evening wherever you are. Great to see all of you new subscribers, by the way. I've clocked you, I've noticed you. And it's good to have you on board. There is a little bit of everything in this channel. It's not devoted to anything in particular, just me. Just me talking. And trying to share something of my life out here. It's great having your company, though. I live here alone. Occasionally I get help. People come up. My girl Friday comes up and helps me out. But at the moment I'm all alone. And probably will be for a bit. And do I miss the company of physical human beings around me? Not at all. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I'm quite happy just sitting here with my birds, my ravens, my wild hares. What I need is some pine martens, and I'd like a few deer to pop in and say hello. So my life is quite complete, really. And I hope your life is complete. And I hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode. And with that, I'm going to go. Finish my my pipe off. I shall just sit here and enjoy the view. And, God willing, I'll see you tomorrow night.